So here we have the Husqvarna RC 320Ts all-wheel drive. It has an amazing turning circle and a great 112cm cutting width on the mower. The storage facility on it is 300 litres of compressed grass thanks to its auger capacity for sucking up the grass from the cutting deck. We just had ours delivered yesterday, and here's a walkthrough on the mower and a few things that I liked about it. First of all, I'm going to talk you through the controls. We have ignition with 4 different points, from stop through to ignition. First one here is stop. We turn it slightly to the right and we'll have the light setting, which is in the vertical position facing forward. This just puts the lights on. The next one is for ignition. This is where the lights will all come on in the display ahead. And finally we twist to turn on. You must be sitting on the seat for this to work and have the brake fully engaged. Here we have a 12 volt supply giving us 7 amps. It is a regular car charger design. We have a throttle that pushes all the way forward and all the way backwards. All the way backwards is low, and then through to the rabbit position, which is high throttle. Next we have a button here. This is for the auger. You press it once, it goes green. This is what happens when you turn it on. If you press and hold the button, you hear a beep and then you see it blue. This is for the auger being turned off for mulching capacity. We then have these buttons here. First one is for auger not using, it's blocked. This comes on in emergency for auger being blocked, please stop. Next one here is we have that the mowing deck is not connected, and then it is full. There is full capacity. Next is the open button for the rear hatch, and finally that the ejection is halfway through and that the grass cuttings are up in the air. All the different information here for you to look at. Now we have the tipping mechanism. We press this button here and the rear will start to lift, and then eventually the hatch will open and allow the grass to fall out. Button here, we'll hold it down, we'll keep holding it, and it will close the hatch at the rear and lower the grass collection into place. These buttons here are shown with the hazards there. On the top here, this is to lower the deck into position and allow the cutting to begin. You press the button down and lean it forwards and the cutters start. When you finish cutting, you grab hold of the lever again, press the button in, pull it all the way up until it clicks in position. This raises the deck and stops the blades running. There are 8 different levels of cutting that you can do. This lever here allows you to go down through 8 down to number 1, and finally the service position for allowing you to take the front deck off or lift it up or clear the auger. There's 2 pedals on the right hand side. The left hand one is for acceleration in the forward direction. The right one is for acceleration in the reverse direction. Both of them are automatically braked as you release your foot off of either, but to aid in extra braking, place your foot on the opposite direction and it will slow you down quicker. On the left hand side you have a foot brake. This is more of a hand brake, but this must be fully depressed for the engine to start. This is how you depress it, and then you can press a button on the side which will actually hold it in place so that the mower will not move, and the engine will start with it in this position. You have a fuel cap on the same side, on this left side. It's a lovely wide fuel cap. You can twist it to the left counterclockwise to undo and clockwise to do up. It's advised that you do not do this while the engine is hot. Down here you have the fuel gauge. This is right underneath the fuel tank fill. At the top there you have a full meter, and then you have a half, and then an empty meter. It's advised you do not go above the full meter because you need the expansion. Here we have the tyres. There are 4 of them. They're all the same size. They have a valve on them, and these tyres should be pumped to a maximum of 21 psi. The first step for changing the cleaning of the deck or taking the deck off is to place that down to 0 and then go round to the right hand side or left hand side when you're sitting on it and undo the auger put the switch fully down to release the auger. At the front here we have a key that we have to place in. It's on the key ring. It's like a flat-headed screwdriver. We place it in the front here and just push down gently and it unclips. Removing the cover, you can now see that there is information underneath the cover on how to get to the cutting deck for servicing. So for servicing, first step is you need to pull these off. So this clip here, this comes off, just lifts and places into its holder. There are 3 cogs back here. You need to release the tension, which is this on the left, and just release and lay it down. The belt comes off quite easily at this point, off the front cog. I'd suggest you take it off of all 3 at this point. And here's a diagram for you to show how the cog is. This is the tensioning wheel, it comes off. We then pull it forwards and we can release it off of all of them. There is a storage holder just above hand for the belt to go into. I suggest you use it, otherwise you can lose the belt down the rear when you come to put it back together. This bar here is where the deck will clip onto with these 2 clipping points. Once you lift it, you pull it fully out towards you. It takes a couple of tries, it's quite stiff. And then lift it up in and you'll hear it go click as it goes into position. You have the 3 blades underneath here on the cutting deck. The advice on the instruction manual is that you do not use a jet wash and that you use just a regular powered hose. To place it back, the clip off of that bar, lower it down with 2 hands and slide it back into place. The belt comes off of the holder and goes back onto the all the different cogs, and the diagram on the right hand side will show you exactly how this feeds through. Okay, so the tensioning belt needs to be pulled back on with this cable here, and then on the other side you release the rod from its holder and then place it down into its groove, which will hold it in place. This is now all done. We just need to grab the casing over top, place the plastic covering down on, and then put the clip back into position, securing it safely and securely. Remembering at the end here to go and put the lever for the auger back into position so that you can use the mower. Otherwise when you turn her on you'll get a warning and a load of beeping. So I'm just going to move the mower into position for you guys to be able to see how the grass cuttings will come out the rear. When you lift it up, you press the button and hold your finger down, and the motor will start lifting up the grass collector, and the door will open up, allowing the grass to come straight out. I like to give the steering just a little wiggle just to make sure all the grass is removed nicely, and then press and hold the other button, allowing the grass collector to go back down. I'm now going to go off and do some grass cutting and leave you with some videos of the mower in action. Thank you very much.